Good evening, I'm Adrienne Arsenault. Andrew is on assignment. Tonight, a heartbreaking discovery in British Columbia renews calls for action and justice.
Those children, they were here. They were here.
Across the country and around the world, mourning Indigenous children who died in residential schools and demanding accountability long denied. Also tonight, mixing vaccines, why your second dose may be different from your first. Buying a new couch? Well, you better sit down.
A recliner that was at $698 is now going to retail for $25.98.
Why some furniture prices have tripled or more. And Margaret Evans in occupied East Jerusalem, where the most recent Middle East dispute started and could flare up again.
We Israelis are sipping cappuccino on the edge of a volcano.
This is The National. From one side of this country to the other, from the streets and political podiums, calls are growing for the federal government to take action to help search the grounds of more former residential schools looking for unmarked remains. They stem from a horrifying discovery at the former Kamloops Indian Residential School. A BC First Nation says preliminary findings show a ground survey uncovered the remains of 215 children. That news has prompted anger and an outpouring of grief right across Canada, where memorials of children's shoes are growing. And at the site itself, in Kamloops, there is a lot of pain as people with very personal connections to this horror try to make sense of it all. As Briar Stewart shows us, there is also the sense that this is the beginning of something.
Stephanie Guterres set to work tying 215 pairs of shoes in front of the former residential school, a visual symbol of immense loss.
Those children, they were here.
It hurts. It hurts so much.
It's deeply personal. Her grandmother was a student here.
And she survived. These children didn't survive.
She says this small task is helping her heal. Others, too, have been drawn here.
When we take care of that spirit,
Vivian Sandy's younger brother was a student here. He died by suicide when he was in his 30s.
he took his life. It was too torture what he went through.
She believes the burial ground, which appears to have been found in the shadow of the residential school, is not the only one. There are now renewed calls across Canada to search for and document other unmarked graves.
But they're going to dig up all the rest of them across Canada and Yukon and free all these children.
Thousands of children died while in residential schools. The Truth and Reconciliation Commission found that most bodies were not returned home.
And that is going to be a challenging conversation for communities about how to receive the children back.
Mike Bowden is with the Kamloops School District, where flags are flying at half-mast. Staff are trying to figure out how to help children understand what's happened and what comes next.
This is really the start of another stage of healing. And we're a bit at ground zero.
Another ceremony is being held tonight to honor the children. The Kamloops Tishkwekmik First Nation is awaiting a final report detailing what the ground surveyors found. Adrienne?
Thank you, Briar. Provincial politicians expressed sadness and solidarity today all over the country. Saskatchewan's premier went a step further, joining with the Federation of Sovereign Indigenous Nations to call for immediate action from the federal government.
If we do have similar unmarked sites with individuals in them here in Saskatchewan, we want to work as quickly as we can to identify who may be in those sites.
He added the province is prepared to act regardless of whether Ottawa does. Now, the federal government says more support is coming for residential school survivors, but as Olivia Stefanovich explains, many say that is not good enough.
The memorial grows outside Parliament as the maple leaf flies at half-mast in the background.
I am here because I don't know how else to pay my respects.
Inside, a renewed sense of urgency.
What has happened to Indigenous people in this country is genocide.
This is a horrific finding, and our country needs to do more than just lower the flags.
Demands from the opposition for a nationwide search of former residential school sites, an end to court battles with survivors and Indigenous kids in the child welfare system.
The government should call again on the Pope to apologize on behalf of the Catholic Church for their part in this tragedy.
There is obviously more to do.
But the Prime Minister isn't making any specific promises, except survivors will get more support.
We are committed to being there to help Indigenous communities.
6 of the 94 recommendations from the Truth and Reconciliation Commission related to missing children and burial grounds. Among them, calls for the government to help find and identify remains.
Some people think, can't you just hire a firm and go and find them all? The communities have been very clear they have to do it in their way.
Ottawa is spending more than $30 million on consultations to answer those calls to action, as well as maintain a student death registry and commemorate.
Some of the core calls to action, which we really stressed, have still not been implemented.
A big one, building a national memorial.
We are losing daily many of the experts to this residential school story, which is the former students themselves, the survivors.
A debate is scheduled for tomorrow evening in the House of Commons as pressure grows on the government to take concrete action. Olivia Stefanovic, CBC News, Ottawa.
There's obviously so much more to say on this. The conversation will continue in just a bit. We will have interviews with Cindy Blackstock of the First Nations Child and Family Caring Society and Carolyn Bennett, the Minister of Crown Indigenous Relations. So before we change topics, we want to put this information on your screen. We will show it again later too, because support is available for anyone affected by their experience at residential schools and those who are triggered by these latest reports. A National Indian Residential School Crisis Line has been set up to provide support for former students and those affected. People can access emotional and crisis referral services by calling the 24-hour National Crisis Line on your screen. Now to the effort to get all Canadians protected from the coronavirus. So here's where the country is on vaccinations tonight. Almost 57% of Canadians have had at least one dose of a COVID-19 vaccine, with just over 5% fully vaccinated with those 2 doses. Now, almost all of those who have received both shots got the same vaccine. But CBC News has just learned tonight that the National Advisory Committee on Immunization will announce in the coming days that it will recommend mixing and matching of vaccines in certain scenarios, meaning those whose first dose was AstraZeneca could get an mRNA vaccine as their second, either Pfizer or Moderna as their second shot. But Manitoba isn't waiting for that announcement. It is the first province to go ahead and do this. Vicadopia explains the strategy.
For Manitobans reluctant to get their second shot of AstraZeneca, they can now opt for either Pfizer or Moderna 6 to 7 weeks after their first dose, the first province to do so. Officials were waiting for the results of a major clinical trial from Public Health England before making that decision, but
we saw that Manitobans were feeling really anxious about this information. And so it made sense for us to make a decision and tell it to Manitobans as soon as we knew what direction we wanted to go.
Currently, the National Advisory Committee on Immunization recommends if there is mixing of vaccines, attempts should be made to complete the vaccine series with a similar type of COVID vaccine. So swapping only Pfizer with Moderna. But a small preliminary study from Spain shows people under 60 who got a Pfizer shot after their first dose of AstraZeneca had a strong immune response.
It appears this mix and vaccine strategy works out pretty well if you were to only look at the levels of neutralizing antibodies against the spike protein.
Other research shows people who first had AstraZeneca followed by a Pfizer shot were more likely to have mild effects, such as fever and chills, but no increased risk of rare blood clots.
And then, of course, there's real-world experience in places like France and Germany that have been doing this for months as well. And so this certainly wouldn't be a first if it's done in Canada. If it's deemed to be safe and effective, I think it's a very reasonable thing to do.
Other provinces are also now considering allowing mixing, but no decision has been made. It's no relief for those who've had AstraZeneca and are waiting to find out what their second shot will be.
I know the whole risk analysis, I understand that, but I just wish everyone could have had Pfizer and been able to wait for it.
More options to be fully vaccinated, which can't come soon enough. Vic Adopia, CBC News, Toronto.
Today, Ontario announced a new vaccination policy for long-term care homes intended to encourage more workers in those homes to get vaccinated. Staff will have three options: prove they've been vaccinated, give a medical reason why they haven't, or participate in an education program about vaccinations. Facilities will also be required to report how many staff have been vaccinated. Saskatchewan is pushing to get more kids immunized and is meeting them where they are, namely in school. It is the first province to roll out a vaccine program directly in the classroom. Bonnie Allen looks at the effort to get shots in arms before the summer holidays.
14-year-old Rashawn Tennis-Kashenu is the first in his family to get a vaccine. The grade 9 student has had COVID-19, and today he was offered the shot at his high school.
I was a bit nervous at the beginning, but a couple of my friends before said they got it. It was just a little pinch, so that boosted my confidence.
Call it peer pressure with a positive twist.
Why not? It's for free. Most of my classmates were getting stubbed, so I decided to get one too.
Even though I fear needles, I had to face my fear to make sure everybody else was protected.
Over the next 3 weeks, the Saskatchewan Health Authority will give vaccines to those 12 and up at schools across the province. It's voluntary, and parents are asked for consent, but those 13 and older can legally choose the vaccine on their own. Young people can still get the vaccine at other clinics and pharmacies as well.
So this is just part of a real broader initiative of access.
Similar models are popping up in other parts of the country. In Montreal, the English School Board will also offer vaccines in some schools and shuttle students to clinics.
They will be bused to nearby vaccination clinics during the school day, and this will be done in class bubbles.
It embraces equity. It says that everyone's going to get a chance to get this vaccine under similar conditions. It's a great thing.
But some other provinces, like New Brunswick, say there are too many logistical and staffing issues. In Saskatchewan, pharmacies will handle more adult vaccinations while public health resources are diverted to schools.
I'll usually read things to my dad and then explain it to him.
Tennis-Kashenu is still trying to book appointments for his family.
I usually do all the paperwork in my house, so it was good to have a school do it.
Health officials say some schools will also offer vaccines to families of students. Bonnie Allen, CBC News, Regina.
The Canadian government is set to approve a special border exemption for the NHL playoffs. It will apply to teams playing in the Stanley Cup semifinals and finals. Players would be able to cross the border between Canada and the U.S. without quarantining, but they will have to follow strict daily COVID-19 testing protocols and remain in their bubbles in their hotels and arenas. A formal announcement could come as early as this week. And so that could be very good news for one of two historic rivals. Montreal and Toronto are facing off tonight in a win or go home Game 7 matchup. And as Jamie Strachan shows us, the pandemic backdrop is making tonight's big game all the more memorable.
Nothing better than playing a Game 7.
They are the two most magical words in sports. Game 7.
As kids, we've all been through this scenario on our driveways playing road hockey. These are the moments that as kids you dream of, and now to be able to live it out.
And this one has a twist. For the first time in 447 days, the Leafs are playing in front of fans at home. 550 fully vaccinated healthcare workers were given free tickets.
Very excited, big fan. The Leafs are going to do it. Game 7.
The players are happy to have fans back.
Yeah, can't wait for more people to start coming in this building. It's it's going to be fun to play in front of.
In Montreal, fans are able to watch the game on patios.
It feels like Montreal again.
Yeah.
The excitement's there, maybe things are going to get better, everyone's getting vaccinated.
Game 7s are always special, but for a rivalry that dates back more than a century, this hockey historian says tonight's game takes on even more meaning.
This one feels different with Montreal and Toronto, and given the ebb and flow of it, with the Leafs having a 3-1 series lead, looking like they really had it in command, and then, well, we all saw what happened.
Okay, so Jamie Strachan is live in Toronto from Maple Leaf Square. Alison Northcott is in Montreal outside a pub where fans are able to take in the action on a patio, which sounds so good. So Alison, Montreal up 2-0 right now. That's very good. That means you get to tell us what is happening where you are first.
Well, definitely a lot of excitement here tonight. When the Habs scored those 2 goals, the crowd here just erupted, a lot of cheers and high fives. The owner of this pub has set up a TV screen so that people can watch the game on the patio here, because that's the only part of the pub that's allowed to be open right now because of the public health measures. So it's very exciting for the fans. They say they're just happy to be able to be here now that the curfew is gone, now that patios are open. So it's one of the first things that they've been able to do, and to have the Habs make it to Game 7 in this series just adds to that excitement.
All right, Alison, thank you. I miss the sound of crowds. That's interesting. So, Jamie, I'm sorry, my friend. I feel for you. I can almost hear the pins drop. What is the mood like where you are?
A stark contrast to the scene in Montreal, Adrian. Maple Leaf Square during playoff time, be it for the Leafs or the Raptors, usually surging with energy, kind of a place for the city to come together to watch these games. Tonight, an eerie silence here. No crowds and not a lot to cheer about, as you mentioned. The Leafs trailing 2-0 with about 10 minutes left in the third period. Looks like it could be more disappointment for Leaf fans.
Oh, come on, Jamie. Have a little faith. Hang in, okay? Thank you, Jamie. So Newfoundland and Labrador unveiled its budget today, which is being billed as a rescue plan for the province's fiscal future.
It reins in and tightens control of the public purse. It ensures a return to fiscal balance within 5 years. It makes strategic economic investments.
The province is hoping to cut its deficit nearly in half to $825 million. Government spending will be up this year. However, cuts are expected to come for Memorial University and certain Crown corporations. A new tax on sugary drinks will also be introduced, along with a hike in income tax for the province's highest earners. Now, anyone who has been furniture shopping lately has suffered some sticker shock. Prices have soared, especially for items imported from China and Vietnam. Jacqueline Hansen explains why and shows us that consumers aren't the only ones affected.
At this furniture store in Victoria, BC, the recent price jump is staggering. This $2,000 couch is now $6,000.
This is going to have a huge effect on our business.
Half the upholstered couches and chairs sold here are imported from China and Vietnam and are now subject to a new tariff of up to 300%.
I've canceled almost 35 containers of product coming until the end of the year. That's $1 million of sales.
The tariff is in response to a complaint filed by Manitoba-based furniture producer Palliser. It claims that government-subsidized producers in China and Vietnam are selling furniture in Canada for far under market value. Palliser says the imports have caused injury and are threatening to cause further injury to the Canadian industry. The timing isn't a surprise to this trade lawyer.
Is if you know that under both President Trump and President Biden that they're also targeting that particular industry, why not see what Canada would do if you make the same complaint here?
But in the U.S., tariffs on furniture from China have been somewhat easier to swallow, first 10, then 25%.
We would love to absorb the cost, but we can't pay for people to take product. I mean, it's not good business to do that.
No.
Ottawa-based LD Shop spells out the impact for its Canadian customers. What was its bestseller now comes with a tariff that costs almost as much as the chair itself.
The legislative intent in this specific case was really good, but I think in this case, it didn't protect the entire supply chain.
But some local manufacturers support it.
It's justified, maybe 10 years too late.
This owner says it finally recognizes Canadian furniture makers are being undercut and simply can't compete.
How is it that a piece of furniture can arrive in Canada for less than just our raw material cost is. And we're only asking for it to be fair. That's all.
The Canada Border Services Agency is still investigating. A decision on whether or not these tariffs are permanent will follow. Jacqueline Hansen, CBC News, Toronto.
China is relaxing its child policy yet again.
Unless the government introduces real incentives, I don't think that Chinese couples are going to have more kids in the coming years.
Up next, why the shift from 2 to 3 children? Plus, inside the latest battlefront in occupied East Jerusalem.
It's very important for the little ones to know the history.
How that history is playing out today. And later, tennis star Naomi Osaka bows out of the French Open.
I hope that this starts to change the language and change people's minds.
Why her message about mental health is resonating on and off the court. We're back in 2. A surge in COVID-19 infections has shut down all schools and universities in Afghanistan for at least 2 weeks. The new measures come as the country struggles with a dwindling supply of vaccine doses, and officials warn of a third wave that could resemble the devastating surge seen in India. And Vietnam's largest city has introduced some new pandemic measures. This as officials begin to test all 9 million residents of Ho Chi Minh in an effort to stem the spread of a COVID-19 outbreak that was linked to a religious mission. Over the weekend, officials in the country warned of a new hybrid variant they call very dangerous. Now, decades of telling people they could only have 1 child per family have led to a declining birth rate in China and a severe gender imbalance. So as Sasha Petrusik tells us, now the government is encouraging 3 children.
Young parents happy to pick up their children from nursery school today, less happy with the thought of having any more, and skeptical of Beijing's plans to encourage 3-child families. The pressure is already huge, she says. You have to get a house, you work 12-hour days. And you have to worry about education, he adds. The cost for 2 or 3 children, it's too difficult. Especially in China's megacities. For decades, Beijing worried they'd get too big. Panicking in the late 70s, China's population was growing out of control. The solution was to introduce a 1-child policy, strictly, even ruthlessly implemented, sometimes forcing women into abortions and sterilizations. By 2000, the strategy ended up slashing China's birth rate by almost a half to about 12 babies per 1,000. But when Beijing wanted more babies, allowing two-child families in 2016, Chinese citizens weren't in the mood. After a brief bump, the birth rate plummeted below levels in Canada or the US. Now officials fear China's population is on the verge of shrinking, endangering an economy built on the backs of a young and plentiful workforce. The population aging process has quickened, says China's director of statistics.
Unless the government introduces real incentives, I don't think that Chinese couples are going to have more kids in the coming years.
For more babies, Beijing is considering incentives like lower taxes and cheaper housing. But the damage left by China's one-child policy seems just too big to fix, with an edict allowing women to have 2 more kids. Sasha Petrusik, CBC News, Toronto.
After the break, more on our top story and the calls for accountability from Ottawa.
This is our opportunity to break that cycle and make sure that the federal government ends its discrimination.
Cindy Blackstock, an advocate for Indigenous children, on the discovery of remains in Kamloops. And Crown Indigenous Affairs Minister Carolyn Bennett on what is next for the government. This country is in mourning, and as people grieve the 215 Indigenous children whose remains have been uncovered in Kamloops, BC, an outpouring of support can be seen and felt across the country. So along with all that grief are growing calls for accountability from the federal government and the Catholic Church. Cindy Blackstock is the executive director at the First Nations Child and Family Caring Society. She has been advocating for the rights of Indigenous children for decades. So Cindy, thank you for joining us. And the question that's rattling around for me right now, crucially, is how are you?
Well, I'm feeling really sad for these children, but I'm also feeling more determined to end the racial discrimination that the federal government is currently perpetrating against 165,000 kids. that's the least I can do to try and honor the souls of those 215 sacred little kids.
So that's an interesting answer, because it speaks to what I think we've been hearing for the last few days, is that people make reference to what happened in Kamloops as a what happened past tense. But I hear you saying, let's not talk about this in the past, let's talk about this in the present.
That's right. The opportunity is right now. We've got legal orders, Adrienne, where the federal government's been found to be racially discriminating against First Nations kids by providing them with lesser services because they're First Nations. That order came in 2016. The federal government said they would welcome the decision and they would implement it. They didn't do it. We're now at 19 non-compliance orders and procedural orders, and we're counting.
In your conversations that you've had with survivors, over the past few days in particular, and to the extent to which you're comfortable talking about this, what questions do they have about what we are seeing right now with regards to Kamloops?
Will people keep their attention long enough to be able to demand the change that needs to be done to end the injustices? People have seen this groundswell of emotion before, and then public attention dies, and then the government keeps on with its wrongdoing, and then another crisis happens. Mm-hmm. This is our opportunity to break that cycle and make sure that the federal government ends its discrimination.
And I know earlier today there were calls for, again, an apology from the Pope. And some people hear that and dismiss it, but I'm wondering what the meaning of that would be, should it happen.
Well, I think it really is that statement of accountability, and the Vatican can do more than that. The Vatican can return the records from Rome back to Canada on residential schools so they can be examined. And the other thing that the Catholic Church can do is make reparations for these children. So there's three things that they can do right now.
And that would have real meaning, you think?
That would have meaning, because in those records, they may be able to identify some of these children, where they were buried, and we'd also get a better sense of what happened to the people who are the perpetrators of this wrongdoing. Well, were they dealt with in the Catholic Church, or is it like other Catholic Church scandals where these people are just passed on to another parish?
And in terms of the Government of Canada, accountability can take many forms, but crucially, what is the number one thing that you want to see happen from this government immediately?
Immediately, the federal government needs to stop litigating against First Nations kids, abide by the legal orders to stop the racial discrimination, and stop fighting residential school survivors in court.
All right, Cindy Blackstock, as always, thank you very much.
Thank you, Adrienne.
So let's get a bit of the federal government's response to this. Carolyn Bennett is the Minister of Crown Indigenous Relations. Minister Bennett, you know, to the anger of Cindy Blackstock, I'm curious what you're thinking. And I'm curious, why is the Government of Canada not adhering to the 2016 ruling of the Human Rights Tribunal that the victims should be compensated? Why is there a moment's hesitation in compensating the Indigenous children and their families?
They will be compensated, and the Prime Minister and Minister Miller has made that very clear, and that we are working now at tables to make sure it's done fairly, and so that the harm that was done will be appropriately compensated.
Why do the children have to fight, though? Why do the conversations have to keep going? Why do they have to keep going back to court? Why isn't this just being done?
It is being done at the table, and I think that this is what, again, in terms of the Mashum class action, that we're trying to make sure that the children or the families have a say in what is the appropriate kind of compensation.
When we're here talking because of the remains found in Kamloops, and all sorts of people have expressed shock, but there were requests going back more than a decade for funding to help find and identify graves, and the money didn't come right away. Is it going to come now?
Absolutely, and I think that was a request by the TRC Commission that was declined in 2009. But since the TRC calls to action, really 6 years ago now, and the 72 to 76, as well as that very, very heartbreaking chapter 4 in the TRC, we have been moving to build the registries with the National Center on Truth and Reconciliation on the deaths and the burials and the cemeteries. But we also have put in 2019 budget a way of engaging with communities, and those communities that will be probably affected by this. And they've been very clear with us. They want this Indigenous-led, community-based, survivor-focused, as well as community-sensitive. And I think this graphic demonstration from Kamloops means that all Canadians will understand now. Once you know the truth, you cannot unknow the truth.
All right, Minister Carolyn Bennett, thank you for your time. This is a big conversation. We'll keep having it.
Thank you.
We know the story is difficult for many, and support is available for anyone affected by their experience and those who are triggered by these latest reports. A National Indian Residential School Crisis Line has been set up to provide support for former students and those affected. You can access emotional and crisis referral services by calling the 24-hour National Crisis Line right there on your screen. Up next, we are on the ground in occupied East Jerusalem.
I'm an Israeli, I'm a Zionist. Israel is consistently engaged in policies that decent people cannot support.
What the neighborhood's history teaches us. And later, why Naomi Osaka is putting her well-being ahead of the game. Welcome back. A fragile ceasefire between Israel and Hamas in Gaza is less than 2 weeks old, but the simmering tensions that led to the conflict could boil over again at any moment. Margaret Evans has been covering this conflict for weeks near the front lines, and now she takes us back to the neighborhood in occupied East Jerusalem, where tensions first flared in a historic dispute that some say the world cannot afford to ignore.
Palestinians en route to Friday prayers at the Al-Aqsa Mosque in Jerusalem's Old City, the Holy City. But peace here remains as elusive as the light that flits across the shadows of its ancient walkways. The stone beneath passing feet may have been smoothed and mellowed by time, but not so the conflict that still defines Israelis and Palestinians, as sharp and as far from resolution as ever. This is the latest battlefront, a garden in a Palestinian neighborhood called Sheikh Jarrah in occupied East Jerusalem, captured from Jordan by Israel in 1967 and later annexed in a move not recognized by the international community. Reem Hamad has brought her children to the house she was born in, where her parents still live and now face eviction from, along with a number of other Palestinian families in the neighborhood. The children are painting signs about their plight.
It's very important for the little ones to know the history and to stay attached to their land, and to know that it's their land, it's not anybody else's land, it's theirs.
It was given to Hamad's parents and 27 other Palestinian families in the 1950s, part of a plan by Jordan to house refugees from the wars surrounding the creation of the Israeli state in 1948. The United Nations paid for houses to be built on the land.
We were actually people who came from all over the country, from Haifa, from Akka, from Jaffa, from all over the country, as refugees seeking shelter and seeking safety here in Jerusalem. And some even came from the west side of Jerusalem, the western Jerusalem.
Israeli law allows Jewish citizens to reclaim pre-1948 property as long as they can prove title to it. The settler groups trying to evict the Palestinian families claim to have bought the land from two Jewish trusts that bought the land at the end of the 19th century. Those claims have been upheld by a lower court in Israel, and it's now before the Supreme Court. At least one hearing delayed because of its incendiary nature.
We have one city, and we had a war in 1948. 2,000 Jews were displaced, 20 to 30,000 Palestinians were displaced. The Jews may recover their property, the Palestinians may not.
Daniel Siedemann is an Israeli lawyer who's worked on settlement issues in Jerusalem for 30 years. He says the Palestinians are right to be worried that the settlers have the full backing of the Israeli government.
The only people who have ever lived in these homes are the Palestinians who are living there. It is their memories. Today it is settlers who have absolutely no connection to this site. Not one of the original owners pre-1948 has returned to Sheikh Jarrah. It all goes to the settlers as ideological trinkets.
A number of groups in Jerusalem raise funds, mostly from abroad, to support nationalist religious Jewish settlers in their efforts to displace Palestinians. Daniel Luria is a spokesman for one called Ataret Kohanim.
Let's understand something, that the land of Israel, Judea and Samaria, including Judea and Samaria, and the whole of Jerusalem, there's only one sovereign body here. There's only one people that have a connection to this land. There is no such thing as a Palestinian people, no such thing as a Palestinian state, and there's no such thing as any sovereignty by anyone except the Jewish people here.
Hardline Jewish settlers took over one of the houses opposite Reem Hamad's parents' house in Sheikh Jarrah about 10 years ago. It sits fortified and decked out in security cameras. The street has since become a rallying point for Palestinians opposing the potential evictions. Early May, there were almost nightly clashes between Palestinians, Israeli settlers, and police. Israeli police have since blocked the entrance. For many Palestinians, Sheikh Jarrah has become emblematic of their struggle against the Israeli occupation, now more than half a century old. And it is a younger generation carrying the torch, harnessing social media to their cause. This video went viral.
Jacob, you know this is not your house.
Yes, but if I go, you don't go back. So what's the problem? What are you yelling at me? I didn't do this. I didn't do this.
But
it's easy to yell at me, but I didn't do this.
You are stealing my house.
And if I don't steal it, someone else is going to steal it.
No one is allowed to steal it, ya ammi.
Samira Dajani and Adel Boudera are also facing eviction, their family's original homes in West Jerusalem. Dajani says young Palestinians, both here and abroad, are making a difference.
Before there was no enough power to spread our opinions here and there, but now I think this is the reason.
They have two daughters living in Canada.
We didn't know how to tackle this cause, and we lost a lot of supporters all over the world. Now, as Samira said, the youth are better than us, better than our generation.
They're convinced the insertion of Jewish settlers into East Jerusalem is part of a deliberate plan to thwart the possibility of it ever serving as the capital of an independent Palestinian state. Israel claims Jerusalem as its undivided capital. The idea of a two-state solution to the conflict has been gathering dust in the corner for a few decades now, despite the lip service paid to it by the international community whenever convenient. There are those who say it's time to pick it up again.
We Israelis are sipping cappuccino on the edge of a volcano.
Daniel Siedemann says to ignore what's happening would be a mistake for Israel.
I'm an Israeli, I'm a Zionist, I consider myself a patriot. Israel is consistently engaged in policies that decent people cannot support. But we're seeing a large-scale erosion of support for Israel for reasons that I very much understand, and a growing support for the Palestinians, which I also understand.
But there are leadership vacuums amongst Palestinians and Israelis alike. The Palestinian Authority in the occupied territories, seen by its own people as corrupt and moribund. And Israel has had a staggering 4 elections in the past 2 years. The religious right still dictating whether governments will stand or fall. It is not the time, say optimists and pragmatists alike, for the outside world to look away. Margaret Evans, CBC News, Jerusalem.
Still ahead, a Grand Slam champion steps away from the court.
I hope that this starts to change the language and change people's minds.
Why Naomi Osaka is speaking up about her mental health. We'll be right back.
I'm Jamie Poisson, and tomorrow on CBC's daily news podcast, Front Burner, a call for accountability for Indigenous survivors after the horrific discovery of unmarked graves at a former BC residential school. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
Welcome back. There is turmoil in the world of tennis. After being fined for boycotting the media, star player Naomi Osaka has withdrawn from the French Open to protect her mental health. Katie Nicholson looks at what led to this and the reaction to Osaka's bold move.
Assertive on the court.
That is crushing.
And off. When Naomi Osaka made it clear she wasn't in the mental headspace to do press at the French Open, it hit her with a fine, $15,000, and threatened to slap her down with sanctions. Today, tennis's number 2 packed up her racket from one of the sport's most prestigious events. Writing on Twitter, "The truth is, I have had long bouts of depression since the US Open in 2018, and I have had a really hard time coping with that," adding she will take some time away from the court. One of its biggest draws now gone. What could the Open say but this?
We wish her the best and the quickest possible recovery.
A warmer reaction from Osaka's idol, Serena Williams.
I feel for Naomi. I feel like I wish I could give her a hug because I know what it's like.
No word on whether the organization will reconsider its fine, but this sports psychology consultant says she did the right thing.
We should be applauding Naomi and seeing what we can do to support her. I hope that this starts to change the language and change people's minds.
It's not the first time Osaka refused to play. In August, she walked away from a match, so the spotlight remained on Jacob Blake, shot and paralyzed by Wisconsin police, tweeting at the time, "Before I am an athlete, I am a black woman." Osaka has also proven her heart is bigger than her ego, famously sharing the glory of a win by celebrating the 15-year-old phenom she beat.
I think, Coco, you're amazing. Really nice.
Osaka has beaten legends like Serena Williams. Perhaps the Grand Slam's attitude toward the mental health of its players will be next. Katie Nicholson, CBC News, Toronto.
Next on The National, an addition to the Manitoba First Nations Police Service.
His name is Zion. We call him Zai here.
Why this new member is actually making history. Our moment is next.
May is Asian Heritage Month. Follow at CBC for hashtag Proudly Asian Canadian stories from across the country.
The Manitoba First Nations Police Service is welcoming a new member to the force, and the new recruit is making history as the service's first police dog. This is Zion. So Zion's partner also happens to be the force's first canine handler, and tonight their brand new friendship is our moment.
I'm the first First Nation police canine handler that Manitoba First Nations Police Service has. His name is Zion. We call him Zai here. He's a really smart dog. I'm very fortunate enough to have him as, my partner for the next 7 to 10 years, as long as he could work. It's been fun and exciting, and it was a tough start, but we are getting the ropes and figuring it out as we go along. He's a really social dog. He loves people. He loves the attention. A year ago, I would have never seen myself in this position. It's a privilege, it's an honor, and I'll do the best I can, and I want to be a role model for other First Nation who are wanting to get into the field of policing as well. And just go out there, get the experience, do as much as you can, and it'll happen.
They look like a good team. So the Manitoba First Nation Police Service is a community-based service, lots of work with youth and elders, and he doesn't have to worry about his new partner. That dog comes from a long line of working dogs. He's got this. That is a national for May the 31st. Good night.